Okay, well, welcome back to the highest quality, highly produced, most expensive YouTube channel on the internet. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how we were able to bill just one of our agency's clients over $14,000 for 1 month's work. Now, I'm not claiming to say that that is the biggest invoice an agency owner has ever received, but I know it's a lot bigger than some of the crappy $500, $1,000 retainers some of you boys are putting out there. So I'm going to walk through in this video how it happened, what we did, what work we did, and then the steps that you can take to be able to do that for yourself and your own business. So real quick, here is the invoice. So you can see the invoice was for $2,320 on the 15th of March 2022. Now I know what some of you are thinking, oh Sam, you said at the start of this video that it was over $14,000. Well, yes. So this was one invoice, and this was basically a performance fee for the money that we made the client. So this was $12,000, but they're also on a £1,500 retainer, which basically equates to around $2,000 depending on the exchange rate. So for overall, for March of this year, we billed them over 14 grand for the work that we did. Now, I know some of you are also thinking, well, Sam, you're posting this video in 2023. It's been almost a year since you billed this client. Isn't this going to be some old crappy info that we've heard before? Now, the reason why I decided to make this video showing you this old invoice is because here's what happens. There's agencies who charge this amount to their clients, and they maybe do a really good month and they'll bill them 10K, 15K, 20K. But they'll only do that about 2 to 3 times before the client just leaves, right? Because it's too expensive for them and they'll go and find a cheaper alternative. The reason why I'm making this video now is because, what is this, 12, 14 months later, we're still working with this client. In fact, this month it's not going to be as much as this, but this month we're going to bill this exact same client, depending on how the rest of the month goes, is going to be between $7,000 to $8,000. So the reason why I'm making this video is to show you not only how you can charge your clients this much money, but charge them this much money over a long period. So we're coming up to our 2-year anniversary with this client. And like I said, most people charge this amount. The client relationship isn't strong, so the client leaves because it's too expensive and they go hire someone else for a cheaper price. The cool thing about this is that we're able to bill this client this much money, and over a year later, they are still paying us every single month because of the work we do, and that's also what I'm going to be showing you in the video. Okay, so first up, as I alluded to earlier, the first thing you want to do when you agree to work with a client is to have a profit share, right? So this is a percentage of the profit that you make the client. We still charge retainers, but we typically charge a smaller retainer. Like I said, for this client, it was pretty small. It was only £1,500, so about $2,000. But we make most of the money from the client on the profit share, right? Because if you want to get into an agreement with a client, and if you want to be able to bill your client 10K plus for 1 month's work, it's going to be very hard to charge them that on a retainer. Most companies just aren't going to commit to a monthly retainer for an agency of $10,000 plus. There's definitely some agencies out there who charge 10K plus for retainers. It depends what service you have. If you are doing absolutely everything, you're doing organic content, paid media, funnel building, websites, if you're doing like literally everything, then you can charge that amount for these bigger companies. But if you're not doing all of that and you still manage to secure a deal where you're charging 10K plus, then guess what? The client's not going to stick around for long. I know agencies who do have a flat 10K a month retainer for their clients, but their retention sucks. Even if they get results, eventually the client just thinks, well, why am I paying this agency 10K? I can just pay someone 5K and they can come and work full time with me as, a marketer / media buyer. So yes, you can charge big retainers, but for me, I want to look at not only income, but I want to look at retention. How long are we keeping the client for? And the only way I've found to be able to charge this much money to a client and keep them retained is by having most of that money tied up in a profit share, okay? So this is what you want to do. Always have a profit share agreement. So for us, for example, what most of our clients are under is just a net profit share from the ads. So we run ads for them, obviously, and we do other stuff as well: email marketing, funnel building, copywriting, video scripts, video editing. So we do a lot. But for the profit, it's basically the revenue that we produce through ads minus ad spend equals the net profit. And then at that point, we take a percentage. So in this case, it was 10% for this client. So there's multiple ways in which people do profit shares and stuff. I found that is the easiest. If you really want to go the extra mile, you could maybe take off any commission that a sales team has. But either or, if you want to be able to do this consistently and charge a client 10K plus every single month, you 100% need to have a profit share. So that's the first step. Number two, you need to have the right clients, right? Because you're not going to start working with a business and say the business owner is broke. You're not going to be able to work with brokies and charge them 14K a month for your services. So one of the biggest rules that I have when it comes to working with clients, and every single agency or service provider should do this, is you should sign clients who will make money with or without you. Right? One of the things I say is that we don't want to build businesses, we want to scale them. So if you want to get clients and charge them 5, 10, 15K a month, you're not going to be able to build that to a company who is just starting out. If you're trying to take a company from, 1K a month, 5K a month, 10K a month and bring them up to 10, 20, 30K a month, then if they're only doing 10K a month, they're not going to pay you 10K a month to actually do the marketing, right? The numbers just don't add up. So if you want to charge this much for your clients, then you need to scale businesses, not build them. And that was the biggest mistake I made in the beginning, was working with all these beginner entrepreneurs. Hey, I'll build your funnels. We'll create this program. We'll sell this. We'll sell that, right? I'm basically building the business for them. It sucks a load of time and energy from me, and I can never charge them that much because they're not making any money. So especially if you're like an advertising partner, you want to be the rocket fuel for the business. You don't want to actually be the builder who's building it from scratch. It's much easier to get results and bill big invoices for a client who's already doing 100K, 200K without you, and you help them get to 500K a month, for example. Like I said, if you're working with people who are doing 20, 30K a month, they're not going to want to pay you 30, 40% of the monthly revenue for a marketing service. And like I said, even if you do manage to sign them on a 1 month contract, 2 month contract, 3 month contract, eventually they are going to leave because it's too expensive. So when you're working with clients, remember, you don't want to build businesses, you want to scale them. Build your own business, of course, but when you're doing service-based business for other people, you want to scale them, not build them. So the third point, and this is going to be a tough pill for some of you agency guys to swallow, and you're not going to like it, unfortunately, because no one does this, but this is the secret to getting this to work for you, right? And again, you're not going to like it. Most people in the agency space aren't going to like it, right? And the secret is to be good at what you do. Because let's face it, most agencies suck. Most advertising agency owners aren't actually very good at running ads, right? All they've started an agency to do is to make money, not because they had a good skill or they were good at the actual thing to begin with. And again, most agencies suck. They'll sign a client and they'll leave within 3 months. One of the cool things about our agency is that we have right now 3 clients coming up to their 2-year anniversary. So a big portion of our client base has been with us for 1 year plus. Most agencies struggle to keep clients for 4 months, right? And the key to obviously client retention is being good at what you do. But even being good at one thing isn't enough. So for example, you could be an ads agency and you could be really great at running ads for your clients, right? And you could maybe have a profit share, and because you're good and you make your client money, you start billing them 10, 15K a month. But just being good at ads isn't enough. They're still going to leave you because they can still replace you with someone cheaper. So you not only have to be good at what you do, but you have to be irreplaceable. Beautiful writing, I know. You get the point. So you've got to become irreplaceable. The easiest way for an agency to become irreplaceable is to basically help the company with multiple areas of the business. So for example, if you're an ad agency, then they can hire an in-house media buyer, right? They can find someone who's already been trained, who's already a media buyer, and they can hire them. Or they can just respond to one of the 20 cold emails that they get every single day from other ad agencies who will undercut you on price. You're very easily replaceable. So what we've done at our agency, and the reason why we've been able to keep clients for 1 to 2 years on average, is because we don't just do the ads, right? Yes, we do media buying, we create the ads, we can edit ad videos, but we also help them come up with their offer. We also help them track their sales team performance. We also build their sales funnels. We do the copywriting. We do all the email marketing. We do all the sales video scripts. We're essentially an internal marketing team for the business, but we are obviously out of house. And it's very difficult for our clients to leave us because they know that they're not going to be able to find someone who can charge what we can charge, but will do absolutely everything. They could hire maybe 4 or 5 agencies to replace us, but then it's going to become too expensive and they're actually going to pay more for probably a worse service. And again, you mix becoming irreplaceable with the low monthly retainer, but the profit share, and it can make you a lot of money because again, they could maybe find another agency that is going to do multiple different things for them. But typically these agencies will be like, yeah, we're going to charge you 10K a month, right? Minimum plus profit share. And that's obviously way more expensive than what we were charging. So not only can they not find a replacement, but if they could find a replacement, then the retainer is going to be very scary for them because they're used to paying us maybe like a 2-3K a month retainer, but plus the profit share. So it's like an easier bill to make because the guaranteed payment every month is still small and they're only going to pay us if we make them a load of money. And there's a big risk for them to actually transfer to a different agency who will charge a big retainer who isn't, proven, who isn't trusted because they've not worked with them before and they're not sure if they're going to get them results. So honestly, that's the best way to do it. You want to find the right clients who would already make money without you. You want to agree a profit share with them. And you want to make sure that the activities that you're doing for that business cross many different areas, so you're going to be very hard to replace. It's actually impossible for a lot of our clients to fire us right now because they know that without us, the business will break. And this is the only way to be able to charge that much money over such a long period of time per client. Again, there's other people who can charge that much, but their client will leave within 3 to 6 months because they'll find a cheaper alternative. But for the work that we do, and because we're so involved with their business, we become impossible to replace. So if you want to keep your clients for a long time and charge them a lot of money, which I imagine you do because you're watching this video, then you can't get away with just running Facebook ads for a company and charging them 1, 2, 3, 4K a month, right? You're never going to be able to get the clients to stay with you long enough, and you're never going to be able to build them enough to charge a client 10K plus for 1 month's work. Oh, and I almost forgot. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you on the next one.